and days it's BBC, Hereford and Worcester. It's almost 28 years since Jayne Torvill and Christopher Dean stunned the ice world with their performance of Ravel's Bolero at the Winter Olympics. Millions across the country were glued to their televisions as the pair received 12 out of 18 perfect six scores, including top marks for artistic impression from every judge. More recently, they've been teaching the celebrities on Dancing on Ice. You might have seen them on the live tour, which played 6 dates at Birmingham's NIA this year. Jayne Torvill and Christopher Dean join me live now. Nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Is it true, by looking at the TV show, can anyone ice dance then?
Not exactly.
Do you have to be born with a unique skill?
No.
Some people have never tried it before and are not natural to begin with. But it's the hard work and dedication that they put into it that it brings rewards in the end.
We've had a real mix of celebrities and some natural ones like Ray Quinn and Chris Fountain, but then we've had people like Kieran Bracken who weren't at all natural, yet with absolute determination and willpower and putting the hours in, ended up winning the show.
Children seem fine. Adults often struggle. Is it about, if you're a first-timer, is it about no fear?
I think, the younger you are, you tend to have less fear. But it's about then, if you are slightly older or if you are terrified, it's about putting the hours in on the ice. And the more hours you're on the ice, the more confidence you'll gain.
We always say it's money in the bank. The more hours you can put on the ice, it's going to benefit you at the end of the day.
The show is a big hit in Australia too, Dancing on Ice, where it leads with your name down there. Is ice skating big down under?
It wasn't. After the Olympics in 1984, one of the first places that we travelled to was Australia, and we did a tour down there, and we were blown away with its popularity. I think what had happened is that the channel, I'd say it's Channel 9 down there, had a lot of airtime, and we as Brits suddenly had all this time on the TV, and they took to it, and then almost immediately after it we went down there, and so we had thousands of Australians coming to see the tour, and I think since then that sort of popularised it.
Now the TV show is successful. The live tour has been a great hit. Did the live show aim to replicate the TV show?
Yes, absolutely. We treat it in the same way, except for it all happens in one night, as opposed to over weeks and weeks on the series. We have a competition every night on tour, and between the judges' scores and the text votes of the audience in the arena, we end up with 2 of our celebrities who are in the final, and they each get to skate Bolero, and then the judges choose who's the final winner. And there's a trophy awarded every night.
Did you find that different people would shine on the live show compared to the TV show?
They had similar, the top 3 tended to be the top 3, but having said that, this last tour, Vanilla Ice was hugely popular, and whenever he came on and after he'd finished, there was a huge round of applause, and he got a lot of votes, and so he ended up doing the Bolero several times.
Now,
it was interesting.
The live show is now also a DVD. Do you think people will get it for entertainment, or maybe to use it as training?
I think it's a very entertaining DVD. I think what people will see is how much more improved even some of the weaker ones are, like Dave Vitti, who provided the comedy element most nights, and even Denise Welsh, how much more confident they were because they were performing the same routines night after night.
Now, last time around, the winner was EastEnders actor Sam Atwater. Could you tell from the start he had something?
He definitely had a talent, and if you were watching the series, you would have thought that he would be the winner at the beginning. Having said that, I think what happened that Chloe Madeley came on like streaks, and then Laura Hamilton, and it became a three horse race by the end, and none of us knew who was going to win.
Can I ask, by the way, how did the TV series come about for you both? Was there any reticence when you first heard the idea about jumping into a TV show as the next stage in your career?
Yes, I mean, Chris and I had actually retired at that point, and we'd just been doing some teaching and choreographing for other people, but not actually performing ourselves. And we got a phone call to say, did we think we could teach celebrities to skate? And how long would it take? And, this was all very unknown to us, and we weren't sure it could ever happen. But having said that, we liked the idea of it. We were very excited by the challenge. And went on to do the first series, not really knowing what would come out of it. But it was hugely popular, and here we are about to start the 7th series, so we couldn't have predicted that at all.
Can you tell what kind of people are likely to do well? I mean, do sports stars normally perform well because they're in tune with their bodies more? Can you tell what kind of people are likely to do well?
It's really hard to tell, because we've had several sports people who we're quite excited about, but at the same time they might be strong maybe in the skating, but they don't really have a feeling for dance and movement as somebody who's perhaps got more of a theatrical background.
You've, just broadening it a bit, you've had roads named after you in your home city of Nottingham.
We have a whole estate named after us. Yeah.
Because I know you've got Torvill Drive and Dean Close. What's the estate?
It's called the Dean Estate.
Were you there for the opening? Did you cut a ribbon?
Really? Yes.
What was it like having an estate named after you?
It was a bit surreal. Whenever we go back now and you see those go past that estate, it's kind of, I don't know, did this really happen kind of thing. And we've met people who say, I live on sort of Barnum Avenue or something, one of the streets on the estate, and all connected with our sort of routines over the years.
And Nottingham has a tram system now.
Yes,
or have been for several years, and I think there are like 5 or 6 trams, and one of them's named Torvill and Dean. Jayne always says I'm the back end of the tram now.
Now, I was reading at the weekend, I can't believe this, but people today still think you're married.
Yes.
Some.
Well,
maybe we act it a little bit. We can start and finish each other's sentences. We've been around each other a long time, but I think the fact that we're not married is most probably our key to survival.
Well, you've been an inspiration to many people on the ice. The juggernaut that is Dancing on Ice continues. The DVD is out now. The 7th series starts on TV in January. The next live tour starts in April. Jayne Torvill and Christopher Dean, a delight to talk to you. Many thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Great to chat with you. It's BBC Hereford and Worcester. Around here, well, today